Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely wild day in the soap universe, and we need to unpack this immediately. Grab a seat, take a deep breath, and brace yourselves for the chaos. Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? I am literally shaking, my hands are clammy, and my coffee has been sitting here turning into ice for the last 3 hours. I am staring at this glowing screen in the dead of night, and I cannot even begin to process the sheer, unadulterated madness that the writers just dropped on our heads. Someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. I thought we were just dealing with the usual run-of-the-mill corporate backstabbing and bizarre side quests, but no, we have officially crossed the threshold into absolute emotional devastation. I am purging every ounce of love and loathing I have for this show right now, because if I try to go to sleep with this rattling around in my brain, I will literally combust. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? That's what I kept telling myself when the rumors first started circulating on the timelines. But this, seriously, I am fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. The writers are trying to send the entire fandom into a collective cardiac arrest. Nikki Newman, the undisputed queen, the absolute untouchable icon and legend of Genoa City. She is fighting for her actual life right now, and I am so far from being okay that I don't even know what okay looks like anymore. They are taking our goddess and throwing her into the most terrifying medical crisis we have seen in years, and I am not emotionally equipped to handle this. Look, we all knew something was fundamentally off. The subtle cues were there, right? The mysterious headaches, the sudden bouts of blurred vision. I low-key thought she was just incredibly stressed. Because let's be real, Victor has been acting like an absolute unchecked maniac lately with all his corporate machinations. But a tumor? A literal physical brain tumor pressing directly on her optic nerve? Dead ass. My jaw unhinged and hit the floor. I am sitting here, staring at the blank wall of my room, trying to comprehend how we escalated from boardroom squabbles over Chancellor to a life-or-death neurological emergency. Wait, is it just me, or did this storyline just accelerate from 0 to a million in a fraction of a millisecond? Basically, it is Victoria Newman who has to step up to the plate and drag her mother to the hospital. Victoria, who has already survived her own absolute hellscapes and emotional trauma over the years, is now forced to be the anchor for the matriarch. You can just vividly picture the scene unfolding, right? Nikki, stubborn as ever, trying to brush off the excruciating pain, acting like it's just a severe migraine, because she is Nikki freaking Newman, and she does not show weakness to anyone, let alone her own children. But Victoria sees right through the facade. No cap. Victoria physically dragging her mom to the ER is giving me so much anxiety because you know it takes a monumental, earth-shattering amount of pain for Nikki to finally admit she needs medical intervention. The dynamic between these two women is going to be incredibly raw. Anyway, I can't even, maybe she'll be fine. Maybe the doctors will say it's benign and they can just zap it away. No, wait, my brain is literally short-circuiting right now. I am completely frozen. They wouldn't explicitly state that the tumor is pressing on her optic nerve if they weren't going to drag us through the absolute mud and make her suffer. She's going blind, you guys. The blurred vision is just the terrifying beginning of her losing her sight completely. I am paralyzed. I can't even type my notes properly because my hands are shaking so badly. Nikki has survived alcoholism. She has survived cults. She has survived Diane Jenkins's endless nonsense. And this is what might take her down? The thought of Nikki Newman, a woman whose entire world is built on visual elegance, art, and legacy, losing her sight? It's too much. It's actually physically too much for my heart to handle. Seriously, let's talk about Victor for a second, because this is the part where I am losing my actual literal mind. Look at what Victor has been doing while his beloved wife is literally growing a life-threatening tumor in her brain. He's been playing God in the most absurd way possible. He just handed Chancellor over to Lily Winters, which, side note, massive win for Lily. Good for her, period. But Nick was literally just pacing around the ranch, complaining to anyone who would listen about how much this corporate betrayal was going to hurt Nikki. Nick was deeply worried about Nikki's feelings over a business deal, And meanwhile, she has a tumor. The dramatic irony is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. Look, Victor has been holding this guy Matt hostage at the Newman Ranch, forcing him to take showers and put on fresh clothes and putting him through these bizarre, twisted psychological tests to see if he's sincere. Deadass. Victor is running a low-budget psychological thriller in the guest wing of the ranch, while the absolute love of his life is upstairs losing her vision and her life. The sheer unadulterated irony of Victor trying to control every tiny piece on the chessboard, trying to manipulate Matt, trying to dominate the corporate world, while he is completely and utterly oblivious to the fact that he is losing control of the one single thing that actually matters to him. It's poetic cinema, no cap, but it is making me want to scream at my monitor until my lungs give out. Basically, the second Victor finds out the truth, you know the entire Earth is going to stop spinning on its axis. The moment Victoria makes that frantic, tearful phone call to him from the hospital waiting room, the slow motion drop of the phone, the absolute soul-crushing terror in the mustache eyes, well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? No, absolutely not with Victor Newman. He is going to tear the entire medical establishment apart, piece by piece. You know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to storm into that hospital and scream, "You get the best doctor in the world, or I will buy this hospital and fire every single one of you." He is going to throw billions of dollars at this problem. He is rushing to mobilize every resource, every jet, every connection to find the absolute best neurosurgeon on the planet to save her life. Seriously, this is when Victor is at his absolute most terrifying, but also his most devastatingly vulnerable. When Nikki is in mortal danger, Victor doesn't just get sad, he goes to a scorched earth war. But you can't punch a brain tumor. You can't execute a hostile corporate takeover on a medical condition. You can't put a tumor through a psychological test at the ranch and demand its loyalty. I am low-key terrified of what Victor is going to do when he realizes that all his infinite money, power, and influence might not be enough to fix this one thing. He is going to be a raging, wounded bull. Someone check my pulse, because I am actually spiraling just imagining Eric Braden's Emmy-worthy performance in these upcoming hospital scenes. Give the man the trophy right now. Period. Look, the fallout within the family is going to be apocalyptic. Nick is going to completely lose his mind. He was already questioning Victor's bizarre choices, fighting with him about holding Matt captive, fighting with him about giving Chancellor to Lily. When Nick finds out his mother is lying in a hospital bed with a tumor, the guilt is going to eat him alive. He's going to think he should have noticed the signs, that he was too distracted by his father's games. And think about Noah. Noah is out here hyping up the grand reopening of his nightclub, the Shadow Room, buzzing about online trends, while his grandmother is fighting for her life. The sheer contrast of this family's priorities right now is staggering. Victoria is going to be holding the entire Newman family together by a single fraying thread. And Nikki is going to be absolutely terrified, but trying to stay stoic and strong for all of them, which is just going to break our hearts even more. Anyway, we have to brace ourselves for a massive, tear-jerking, emotionally exhausting storyline. The specific detail about the optic nerve is what's really getting me. It's not just a simple life or death equation. It's about her entire quality of life moving forward. Nikki's whole identity is wrapped up in her presence, her vision, her ability to see the empire she helped build. To threaten her sight is to threaten her very soul. Deadass, the writers are going straight for the jugular this time, and they are not holding back. We are about to witness some of the most gut-wrenching television in the history of this show, and I do not know if I have the emotional bandwidth to survive it. Listen, I'm fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. If they actually permanently blind or kill off Nikki Newman, we riot. We actually physically riot in the streets. I am vibrating with pure, unadulterated hype for the sheer drama of it all, but I am also experiencing how dare they levels of indignation. How dare they subject our queen to this level of suffering. I need to go pace around my room for at least an hour to burn off this adrenaline. Drop your thoughts, your prayers, and your conspiracy theories in the comments, because I desperately need a community of fellow obsessives to validate this magnificent, soul-crushing catastrophe right now. I am out.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.